Hello, welcome to IT Skills channel. We are continuing our Microsoft SC-400 certification series. That is the Microsoft Information Protection Administration. We are excited. We're going to continue on. We're going to try to get you exciting lab. And this lab is all about creating called an Endpoint DLP policy. In the last video, if you were able to see it, hopefully you did in the playlist somewhere, you should have seen how we were able to onboard the device. So we went to on the Microsoft Purview portal, purview.microsoft.com, we went to settings, we click on onboarding, and then click on devices, and then we went ahead to onboarding, and then we were able to download local script and did everything. So this video is all about creating a policy, so that way this device that we onboarded will adhere to policy. So what we need to do is simply click on home to get to the main page of Microsoft Purview. We went ahead, we need to go to solutions, and then under solution, we're going to focus on our DLP, which is going to be Data Loss Prevention. We're going to click on policies, and then we have a couple policies already, and we all did this policy, so you could have followed along this policy, how to create them, but we're creating a brand new policy, and so we're definitely not going to be waiting around for it. But if you do want to follow along this, what we did, please go to the playlist and look for the video that titled based on what you wanted to do. All these are generally titled correctly, so you shouldn't have any problem finding it. So in here right now, what we're going to do is we're going to click on create a new policy, and from this point on, it's going to load some template. So the template is going to come over here. We're always going to do custom because we want to do some specific DLP type for our device and AI specifically. So it's waiting around, so we're going to do custom policy. We're going to hit next. Name of the policy, very important. Name your DLP based on what they do, so when there's a problem, adjustment, you can know where to find it. And then obviously the description is something that is going to be very helpful to have. Some people don't like it, but it's going to be very helpful to have that, and I always encourage that you do that. On the administrative units, do not do anything on here. It's fine, and then we're going to click on next. On the location, we need to specify what we want to protect. So we're going to uncheck everything except devices, because we want to protect the DLP policy for devices. So no email, no OneDrive, no SharePoint. So everything but devices. So hit next on that. So we're going to say define, create, or customize advanced DLP policy. We're going to want to select that, and then we're going to create a rule. So let's hit next, create a rule. So the rule and the name of the rule, we want to call it sensitive data protection rule. And then the description of this, we're going to say detect and restrict sharing of sensitive information with generative AI. So we wanted to protect the AI from getting sensitive data. It's going to be tough to do, but that's what we're trying to do. So on the actions, we're going to go ahead and deal with that. So let's come over here on the action. We're going to want to go ahead and actually audit or restrict activities when the user access sensitive site in the Microsoft Edge browser on a Windows devices. So we're going to check that policy or that action. And then underneath of that action, actually, let's undo this. I need to change this actually. Come over here under actions. We're going to leave it alone for now. We need to focus on conditions first. So on the condition, we're going to say contains, and then hit the drop down menu, sensitivity info types. And then from that point on, we want to select the US. So on the US, we got a couple data that we wanted to make sure we choose over here. So we can choose all of them, or we can choose several of them. So I'm going to just select all of them, US related stuff. You got UKF's driver license number, you got bank number, you got UK passport, like US passport, all this. Let's hit add. So we added this one, that's perfect. Now we can go ahead, and we want to jump a little bit, so that's why we had to add the condition for sensitivity info types. Now on the action, it's going to be actually audit / restrict activities on device. So that's what we're going to do. Under actions, it's going to be audit or restrict activities on devices. That's perfect. Everything is going good so far. Hopefully you're following along. If you are, then make sure that you're not getting behind. So now on the new audit thing, we have option to choose from restricted domain, specific domain to restrict from. So we can just say restrict on unwanted browser. So let's come over here. choose that, and then we have the group to choose. Actually, let's do this browser one. Let's not do that one. So we're gonna click on this, restrict over here. That's fine. Supported browser, and then click on here. We got that set up already. We're gonna click on generative AI websites on this one. Hit save. So now this is what we had to do. So we had to do upload a restricted cloud service, and we had to do sensitive service domain group, generative AI website. That's what we did. So it's all good over here. What else we got to do left? We got other things we got to do here. So now we can just save this. So before we save it, what do we change here? Because just in case you forget or you weren't able to follow along, for whatever reason, I'm going to review what we did just to go ahead. So we went ahead, created a role, name, description. After that, we went ahead, put a condition, and we did a sensitivity info types. We did a US, and this is all the US criteria that we're going to be watching for or protecting from AI. And then here we have upload to a restricted cloud service domain. We set it to that, and we also did this also for the group. So that's what we did. So now we just need to save this one, and then we're calling it a day. So that's it. So we're going to do paste browser. We're going to select this. Add. We forgot to do this one. We're gonna hit save. Now both of them are selected. Hit save. And now we're gonna hit next and then finish, and that's it. So let's hit next, and then we're gonna want it to turn on the DLP policy immediately. So there's no simulation mode. So let's uncheck this. Run the policy turned on immediately. Next. And here is a summary, final summary, custom policy, the name, the description. We got the settings, sensitivity info types. We set the role to be on. Hit submit. So that's it, guys. So hopefully you guys were able to follow along. It was slightly a little bit longer. Yep. So until next time, guys, have a good rest of the day. Peace.